Oh boy. So in between videos, I had a pretty brutal save file corruption. That basically means I lost everything from the last hour and a half, which means 3 to 4 videos of progress that I've made. I had to go back in between videos and redraw the scene all over again. This is the end result. It's slightly different, but not so much. It's fairly similar to what I did in the previous videos. If I were to make a thumbnail of this, it'll be pretty spot on. But for those of you who've been following the work that I did previously, you'll see the little idiosyncrasies or the very minute changes that are here. But I kept my word in between videos, and I did the animations as you can see here. I did the in betweens for the weapon draw, and you know me, I don't like to sit on the same scene, so I'm gonna move forward here. So, oh, probably should have turned all of these different layers off here. Spoiler: foreground light font is, oops. Character temp. I'll leave the temps up. Going to the main character, fallen sky, background. Big oopsie. Okay, so I went back and I did the well, it's too late. I already showed it now. I went back and did the in betweens between videos. So now what I have to do, sorry, drinking water. So now the next thing I have to do is pretty much move forward from here. We did the weapon draw. I have to do a shot panning out to a keyframe. The keyframe that I want to pan out, I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly sketch it out because I know exactly what I want here. So it should be too easy. So the shot that I want, it's basically like and again, this is a modified layer. Please select layer. Let's get on the layer first. Main. Okay. So what I want in this shot specifically is going to be Guts on the left and Griffith on the right. I'm going to actually do a zoom out. Excuse me, a zoom out and a pan into it. But I need the final frame here. And for the final frame, it'll be like ooh, what's with that color? Anywho, it'll be like Guts will be standing here, something like this, and then I have his back leg go back like this, and shoulder one is gonna have his arms gonna be up, so it's gonna be up this and then back, and then he's gonna have of course the weapon he's drawing off of his back, which I think I should put on the lower layer. I think I should put the body part should go on the top layer, and this should go on the lower layer, so that I can manipulate it later. So I'm gonna do a quick undo here, and all of this framework that I'm doing here. I'm just gonna simply cut it, and I'm gonna put it way up top. Nope, I'm gonna go not exactly way up top, but slightly up towards the top. Put it here. So it's gonna be temp one, but it's just gonna be Guts like this, and it's gonna be his head, and he's gonna have his hand like this, and then it's gonna be freaking Griffith's gonna be over here. I'm gonna need to input a background here so I can work off of it. Background color. I'm gonna open up the background. I'm gonna do just a very quick color in here for the background. Oh, that's that gray from earlier. Go back to the black, scroll up. Alright, sit back on the temp 1. I believe it was temp 1. Yeah, the temp 1 layer. So for the temp 1 layer, it's going to be like, just Guts doing a weapon draw. And I'm gonna put his cape on a higher layer. His weapon is gonna be behind. But this is the gist. I do something like this. And the kicker here is it's gonna be silhouette. It's a silhouetted scene. Just want to do something for something stylized, you know. But be something like this. This is actually vital that I don't mess this up in general, really. Because one slip means the ruination of the piece. His wing, his ribs, his waist, butt, back of the thigh, kneecap, upper calf, lower calf, kneecap, thigh, inner thigh. Yeah, it'll look something like this. And then his head's gonna be kind of forward, slightly looking down. So his head will be more like this. Of course, this arm is bent back because it's over the weapon or whatever. And then of course his feet. So this is the gist. Go down to a smaller size. A little hand action going here. Okay. All right. Dun. I'm actually listening to music in the background now. I hate that YouTube tries to copyright everything because I can't just put on simple music to make the video more enjoyable. But I be listening to music while I'm doing this too. Okay. It's one hand. The other hand pretty much be a fist. So it'd be something like this. Looks good. Pretty much the gist of what I want. So it'd be like that. It's just Guts with his head slightly down. It's all silhouetted, of course. As you can probably tell, I'm one of those rare artists who doesn't have a weak area. I could draw pretty much anything, any part of the body from any angle. Like I've never had an issue. That's because fortunately, I've always been like I was a child prodigy. So I caught on to everything extremely fast. Okay, so It would be it would guts would look like this. I can do on an upper layer. I'm definitely gonna do the cape flowing, and then the sword is gonna be on a layer behind him. But this is essentially what I want here, and I might even go in here and you know just preemptively just plot out the armor for guts, just so I don't have to do it later. And it's super. I think it's super simple. Forget he has the collar. Yeah, so something like this, which looks absolutely immaculate. Just a very distinctive silhouette, you know. Might have to shrink this down a little bit just to get the back of his you know his prosthetic arm. Yeah, but this is gonna translate. I think it's gonna look beautiful. So the prosthetic arm, this arm has arm wraps. I could do a little bit of protrusion there, maybe here too, like that, just to indicate that his arm is wrapped up. Yeah, so something like that. And then he's looking a little tiny in the waist. Let me fix this. All right, that's better. So that'd be pretty much it. I'm gonna save, try to get back in the habit of frequently saving. But that would be Guts' silhouette, and then Griffith's silhouette with it'd be in white. So if I were to, because we gotta keep in mind, Griffith is naked, and I can't have like no giblets. I can't have any bits and pieces hanging out, if you know what I'm saying. So for Griffith, it would be like Griff. First of all, Griffith is not this tall. Griffith will look like this. So he would definitely have, the flowing hair. That's the first thing I do for Griffith, and then I do is his body. Griffith, in fairness, Griffith is fairly he's fairly thin, but he Griffith's posture, he holds his arms more back like this, and he keeps his arm fairly his bone in his arm fairly straight. I don't know why. I guess it's to suggest that he's like feminine or something. And he would Griffith would definitely poke his chest out. like that. But he also stands kind of dramatic too. So his legs would be more like this. And actually, I think I could put his leg back too, way back, as if he's fighting against the wind or something. And then I just fill it in, do his neck, the Griffith's chest, his ribs, the abdomen, a little bit of the crotch, which is covered by his thigh, the kneecap, lower leg, fill in the calf. Again, Griffith, he's very skinny. His lower thigh. Let's fill in the back. Here's his back. Okay, got the back, the butt, his thigh, kneecap, lower leg, and then it goes into his foot. Do the back of the calf, the hamstring. Then I fill in the arm here, which again, Griffith is thin. So this is what Griffith will look like. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Gonna need a little cleaning on that leg, but for the most part, this is what I'll be aiming for with him specifically. Yeah, it looks awesome. So he'd be more or less shaped like this, just kind of leaning. He'd be leaning in a little bit towards guts or whatever. And if I really ever had an issue with this, I could simply scale it in like this. That opposing to having to redraw it or whatever. Saves me a little bit of trouble here. I pretty much just scale his feet in like this. That's just a little quick trick. Save me save me from wasting unnecessary time. That's a very important factor to this in general. Griffith is naked. He's butt naked when he shows up. Only because the Moonlight Boy, which is Guts' kid, is actually naked too. So that's how they did the transition. I think it's their way of showing that Griffith is the Moonlight Boy or Guts' kid is with that transition. Just doing minor tweaks for proportion or whatever. So it's been a kicker for me. So he's got his arms slightly back like this, but just for the sake of the silhouette, just for to add more expression here, let's do an arm back here. Only because it looks really cool. Yeah, it looks awesome. So that's pretty much it. That's what I would do for this. And Griffith would actually have a background layer too, but his background layer would likely just be his hair, you know. Oh, let me see something there. Go straight across. Uh-oh. Let's do this. Griffith's feet don't really line up with Guts. That's closer. Well, I could go off the center here. So Griffith's his legs are more aligned with the center, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I take the proportions very seriously. And for Griffith specifically, he would actually have toes because he's barefoot. So he would look like that in design. And Guts specifically would have iron boots, so he wouldn't have toes. Similar to this. Okay. Okay. Guts. Griffith. Going to wait just in a second. I'm going to save this out. Told you I'm like the world's biggest perfectionist. Yeah, I didn't like the feel of it at first, but that's fine. So this is gonna be my next scene here. It's gonna be pretty much Guts and Griffith having a face off. And to aid me in keeping track of my silhouettes, I just do them on a different layer. Now I probably just do them a different shade too. Just a slight difference in the shade. Specifically for Guts, his cape would like bellow out like this. Let's make it lower here. Something like this. No, nothing too crazy. So he'd be more like that. And Griffith, I guess, uh, for his effect, I go with a very bright gray. But Griffith's effect or background layer would actually just be petals. No, something in this fashion. So it'd be something like that to that, something in that fashion. Just for the appearance sequence of pretty much Griffith when he first arrives or whatever. He when he first arrives, he's actually blowing like glowing petals all over the place. So this would be like a good, a good addition for him or whatever. But yeah, geez, it's almost been 30 minutes already. But this is really the keyframe that I'm going to transition to from Guts's weapon draw. This is what it's going to look like. I just noticed I forgot to do his weapon here. But his weapon would be pretty basic. It would look like, just be a normal, or as normal as I can get it here. Actually, let's just turn those layers on. So his weapon would just be a normal Dragon Slayer silhouette. So it'd be something like this. I have to be careful here. I don't know where his feet, where Guts' feet are. And I put this on its own layer because I have to move it. This is going to be an animated silhouette, but the silhouette would it'd be accurate. But this is the scene right after the last scene I just created, where Guts is drawing his weapon. You just have to work a little magic. I don't have to make it work. It'd be something like this. Just very simple. No, nothing too crazy. Okay. Oh wow, that actually worked out, huh? Yeah. Geez, it's been 30 minutes almost. But yeah, this is the scene I'm gonna transition to. It's just a final silhouette. It's gonna be on a blood red sky. Of course, I'm gonna have the background on here too, which is all the leaves and blowing debris and stuff. It should be fairly green. But yeah, this is what I'm gonna transition into. I actually watched me draw this from scratch. That's pretty much it. Hopefully, I don't have a crash or corruption here. God bless.